In this presentation, we're going to look at binary multiplication. Now, binary multiplication follows on a lot from binary addition, so it's worth spending a few moments reminding ourselves of the key basic operations. For example, 0 plus 0, that gives us 0. That's 1 plus 0, that gives us 1. So some more advanced operations. 1 plus 1 equals 1, 0. In decimal, that's 2. What we do there is we would perform a carry operation. So we would leave a 0 in the result column and carry the 1 to the column on the left hand side. If we were adding 1 plus 1 plus 1, we would have 1, 1. In decimal, that's 3. We would leave the 1 and carry a 1 to the column on the left hand side. If we had 4 ones, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, we would end up at 1, 0, 0. In decimal, that is 4. There we would leave a 0 and we would double carry the 1, as in we would move it to the second column on the left hand side rather than the first column on the left hand side. We would carry the 1 to that column. So let's look at an additional operation we have to remember. It's called left shifting. Now, left shifting is essentially moving the values to the left. Essentially, it's left shifting. The best described with an example. So here's an example we're going to carry out. 10110 times 1101. In decimal form, that would be 22 times 13. Now, so what we'll do first off is write our numbers. The thing we do here is that we work from right to left. So I'm going to actually just do everything from right to left. 1101, and the other number is 1011. Okay. Now, so again, very importantly, we're working from right to left, so we work in that direction. Now, left shifting, this is the time to bring it in. What we're going to do first off is, for each, we're going to perform a series of addition operations here, but what we have to do is for each of the rows that are going to appear here, we're going to shift it to the left by one position, by one column. Now, in the first case, we don't do this operation at all, but for all subsequent cases, we would add in a little 0 to start off. 0, 2 zeros, and finally 3 zeros here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is perform single step multiplication operations here. So in this case, we're going to look at this one only, the one on the right hand side, and what we're going to do is multiply it out by this number here. So it's essentially all we have to do really is actually write out the number on top. There we go. Now, next step we're going to do is we are going to multiply the top by this number here. So it's all zeros. So actually all we have here is a series of zeros. We have 1 here. We're going to multiply that top number by 1. So essentially all we have to do is write the top number again. And one more time. Okay, now that's what we got there. Now, this is boiled down to a series of addition operations. So column by column, we are going to add up all the values here. So in the first column, we have 4 zeros. So I'm just going to leave that as a 0. We have a 1 here. 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, that's 1. Likewise, in this column here, we have a single value of 1. Here again, single value of 1. So we have 1 plus 1 plus 1. That means we leave the 1 and carry a 1 to the next column. So this is the first time we're going to perform a carry operation. So we have a 1 here and we've carried a 1 to the next column. Now, again, we have 1 plus 1. Recalling earlier that was 1, 0. What we do there is leave a 0 and carry a 1 again to the next column. The same thing happens again. We have 1 plus 1. So leave a 0 and carry the 1. And in this case we have 1 and 1. Again, leave the 0 and carry the 1. And that is how we perform a binary multiplication there. So that is actually the result. That actually evaluates as 286. So the key thing there was, as well as the carry operations, which are common to binary addition, was these left shiftings here. So essentially all we did is put in these zeros here to sort of shift everything to the left hand side. And that ends our